Okay, now it's time to put some rubber to the road. And that means we're going to take some of the ideas that we had in our mind and we're going to put them into the physical realm. So we have a sort of problem, remember, like we talked about, dehydration. So let's lick that problem right away. What fluids are the fluids that you would like to, put in your machine? Look up the 6 liquids of vitality, Dr. Robert Cassar. There's a good, different level of liquids, because all these levels, remember, are from organic to superfoods to heirloom foods to living foods to nutritional medicinal foods. And we're trying to really get the nuts and bolts of a lifestyle. So let's go look and see some really quick liquids. I'm going to go through this a little fast here because there's lots of information and we'll look at this different ways. But a lot of people say, hey, give me just an example of what you're eating and what you're drinking and some of the things you're doing, just so I can just, grab another level. So let's give it a try. Our liquids in the morning, so much needed. Soon as I wake up in the morning, I take a glass of blue-green algae water, and you can see how this is blue-green and it's got chia seeds at the bottom, okay? And this is what I drink. I drink a big glass, about half of this in the morning, soon as I get up, because I'm dehydrated. So I'll either use that, I'll use a pH of 10 water with a little bit of Soleil salt, just a drop of that, and maybe I'll put in also some fulvic acid once in a while. But usually I'll just have this as a water solution. It's about a 10.5 I like to drink, but I wouldn't suggest you to start off with that. And you need a machine to be able to do this anyway, so that's another talk. But this is the water. And third water that I drank is the red hibiscus flower water. And you can see also I have the chia seeds in there, and you can see them rolling around in there. And the chia seeds are really genius because they help you with your intestinal tract. And a lot of people can't go to the bathroom. Well, because your food intake is too slow. You're taking in foods that really are hard to digest, and they're really like sticky. That's why they say to go on a low gluten-free diet, because gluten, what do you think that sounds like? Glue. So let's go through in the morning. I get up in the morning, I get myself a big glass of liquid. Now, immediately what I'm doing in the morning too is I'm going to have some tea. And what kind of tea do I have? I use yerba mate tea. My tea section right here, I sometimes use some raw organic hawthorn berries, and I'll usually brew this the night before. I'll put it in the 10.5 pH water. I'll put about 2 or 3 drops of fulvic acid. I'll use yerba mate. I'll put a little chuchuase bark in there, and maybe some chango piedra. I usually actually put all these every morning in, and some yerba mate. And these teas are really cleansing. So it's not just a tea to drink because it's warm. It's really a tea for you to get up in the morning and go, because yerba mate's got more caffeine, if you like caffeine, than coffee's got. But now, I have a whole different drink. If you look up also, we have a morning tea elixir. If you look that up also, one of our videos. And it just gives you an idea on how you could make your yerba mate. And I always, when I brew anything, I put about 1 or 2 drops of the fulvic acid. And the fulvic acid is really, really smart stuff, because what it does is it helps leach out the particles. Like when I make blue-green algae, I'll even put a drop of that in there if I want to. Or I'll put it in the red hibiscus flower water. Or let's say like I just soak seeds. Check this out. Here's 2 different types of seeds. We've got almonds and we've got walnuts. Now, they're exactly the same in each of the jars. And you can see this is just 10.5 pH water, and you can see we're just soaking them. And look at the stuff that came up. It's a little red from the jungle peanuts or the almonds. And this side here has about 3 drops of fulvic acid. Look what it did to it. It took the cadmium off the shell. Now, the one that's been sitting in here for probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let's put a few drops of the fulvic. Check this out. 1, 2, 3. As soon as I put it in, look, it starts turning black. I mix it around. Immediately is because what it does is it starts to disassociate the minerals and breaks them down and changes their form. And you can see, wow, what a transformation. So, try to soak all my seeds for at least a couple hours, and if you can do it with the fulvic acid, even 20 minutes is pretty good, because what it does is it super leaches them quickly. So that's my tea in the morning. You know, I'll usually, like I said, have tea with chia seeds. I put chia seeds in all my liquids, and then I go to having about, for the rest of the day, I'll have maybe, this size is about 52 ounces of water. And what I do is I only use glass if I can. I don't like to store anything in plastic. I don't really like the plastic. The plastic, I don't care what kind it is, it really leaches with some of this liquids we're putting in, because this is acid. So, and the water is very alkaline. So the glass is the best way to go. And I'll drink probably about 2 of these a day, and I'll drink 2 of the blue-green algaes a day. Just in a day. Minimum. Now, also, I ferment everything. Fermenting is very, very, very smart for your body. It likes these live enzymes. This is noni. And this is all, most of this is off the farm. Everything we have here. The pineapple, the breadfruit, which is really good substitute for potatoes, and or it tastes like pudding when you get it ripe. But all of these foods here, we try to get as local foods as we can, because you don't want to get things from, let's say, Chile, or you don't want to get things from maybe such and such. You try to keep your local foods as local as you can at your farmer's market. And so we get a lot of our, everything we get from, these are lychees off the tree. We have the largest lychee organic farm in Hawaii here. And these are some of the first lychee that just came off the tree. They're not really ripe yet. As you can see, it's not really red. They get red, sort of violet, and then the inside of them are beautiful. Let me show you what the inside looks like. And you just click this up, it's just bursting with water. And it's like a flesh inside. And I'm going to bite off one part, and it looks like an eyeball. And you can see, this is a really super packed, nutrient dense. And you don't swallow your fruits. If you haven't fermented them yet, try to remember, you try to chew them in your mouth for an extended period of time, at least 30 seconds. And you'll notice that your mouth starts to drain a lot of saliva. This is the reason why you eat fruit, so it makes these glands produce. So when you eat other foods, the foods actually can be signaturized or can be processed in a way that makes it so the body can actually get nutrition. And these, we probably have about, this year, maybe 50,000 pounds possible of fruit. And eating fruits that are packed full of nutrition is one thing. But if you really want to get healthy, you take these fruits, just like this is jackfruit here. And this is about 2 months ago. And the top of it, you can see, I'll bend this over here, but it has like white little powder on it. And this white powder is a very high level bacteria, which is like penicillin, a good bacteria. This is really sweet. It's what they make bubblegum out of. And it's sort of like kombucha-y. And talking about kombucha, here's kombucha right here. I drink kombucha every day. And I make it myself. I usually use raw palm sugar, cane sugar, or the best thing to use is just inulin. The agave inulin. The inulin feeds the bacteria, and what it does is it makes this turn into the best probiotic enzymes, just full of life. And so when you drink this, and this one's strong, it's actually vinegary tasting. And you could make it so it's all different levels. This would be illegal to sell at Whole Foods. Why? Because you can't have over a certain amount of alcohol. And this sort of smells like beer a little bit. And if you drink a glass of this, woohoo, it makes you feel a little woozy because it does have a soothing effect on you. So I drink this in the morning, and this has yerba mate tea. Again, it's in the 6 liquids of vitality. Look that up and you can see a variety of ways to make kombucha. This has red hibiscus flower water in it also, and a variety of other things like silicon, magnesium. Now, I also, every morning, I take a handful of bamboo. And if you don't have bamboo in your backyard, this is siliconized tea. This is yerba mate, if we put it together, or just siliconized tea, which we call bamboo tea. And what you do is you just cook this, or what you can do is you can add a little fulvic acid to it. Watch what it does. Same thing. Bing, bing, bing. You can see how it changes its whole morphing structure. And that was just a couple of drops. And of course, that's not that color. It's just a light color. And all fulvic acids aren't the same. This is a low iron fulvic. A lot of the fulvics that are being sold are an agricultural grade, and they've loaded full of iron and stuff. And you got enough iron in your blood right now. You don't really need any more. You want the fulvic, humic, and ulmic acids. Now, you can't taste the fulvic acid, but what it does is it makes it more absorbable to silica. So you're trying to get these types of things in your body so your body will absorb them. So I'm going to try this. This is excellent. And it does have a good flavor to it. And some of the ways you can get silica is eating a lot of superfoods. This is the #1 deficiency, along with boron, that I see in a lot of people that can't regenerate. Now, you'll notice that a lot of people are trying to rejuvenate themselves. In order to rejuvenate yourself, you need silica for all your cartilaginous tissues, everything that actually moves and lubricates. Tendons, tissues, nerves, brain, silica, silicon chip. You need silicon in your brain for your brain to actually have optimal functionality. You need silicon in your fingernails so your fingernails don't fall apart. You need silicon in your skin so it'll regenerate every 30 days like it's supposed to. So how do you get it? Well, a variety of different ways. In the future, we actually have a whole bamboo forest here. We've got about 5 acres of edible bamboo. And we're going to harvest that, and you'll be able to have some Hawaiian bamboo. And it's really, really not even good for you. It really, really tastes good. So that's the basis of my liquids. My liquids are simple. Now, once we get into the next level, we have liquids, salts, oils, and sugars. Okay? Look up one of the videos we did, Dr. Robert Cassar, SOS. Salts, oils, and sugars. So I won't get into that too deep. But what I want you to really realize is that, remember, it takes 10 pounds of real oil to regenerate your liver every 2 months. We're not talking about everything else. So I use coconut oil, different types of organic sesame oils, organic extra virgin olive oils, avocado oils, macadamia nut and oils. I have some, whoops, there we go. Also some avocado oil, which I just ran out, so I wanted to pull it out of the cabinet. And we have several styles of oils that you want to ingest in your body. Remember, the oils are what make you healthy. They keep you young. Protein is not really what you want. When your body gets healthy, it likes to eat real fat, not fake fat. See, once you take a lot of the oils and you cook them, if you're going to cook anything, I would suggest using the coconut oil because it's the best oil I found. It doesn't break apart. And it tastes superb. And you can put a little toasted sesame oil on later on or some organic olive oil raw on top of it to get the flavor. But you cook in the coconut oil. It's the best way. And the oils, like I said, are super essential. And I try to eat an avocado at least a half every day. And these are huge ones off the property. We've got about 25 varieties of avocados here. Now, lemon with the oil is really smart. You have to do lemon with oil. And if you want to do lemon with oil, it's only because, well, you understand that oil needs to be emulsified. So let's say you have a really super fatty meal, okay? And I do sometimes. I have to go eat with the family, and I still eat vegetarian. I still eat as good as I can, but I know there's some insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and all the other stuff that I try to stay away. And I suffer for a few days unless I get smart. I drink a big glass of lemon water after I eat any of that meal. And I have, usually I'll take about, 20 drops of fulvic acid, and I'll put those in double-lot capsules, and I'll swallow that after my food because this stuff disassociates. As you saw, how it disassociated the minerals that we don't want to have, like cadmium and different things that are on the outside of all nuts and seeds. So, oil and lemon are really, they're like companions. Okay, so next thing, sugars. You see, we have bananas, we have lychees, we have all different types of things that would actually be sugary. And so I have sugars, but I also have sweeteners that we use. And so I try to stay away from sugars, but then again, remember, depending on what level you're at, if you're at the level of health where you are in what's called the healthier food system, don't try to cut off these sugars. You have a certain level of creatures that are your children inside your body, and they are your children. The reason I say this is because you'd really understand that if it's born, because we don't know really what it is, we just give these things name, but if it's born inside your body and you take care of it, it's actually your child. So this is the reason being why we have to be very smart about modifying our children, not out of us, but to another host. These are parasites. We've actually collected them for a reason. It's because we really didn't know. As the Jesus parable says, forgive them for they do not know how to eat and drink and have a lifestyle of naturalism. That's the new sort of parable of the new world. We need to go back to the way we used to be. And this is basically, it's not a fad diet or anything. This is just actually getting off of chemicals and all the different things that really don't make sense. Look at the size of these bananas. These are real bananas. We have bananas at Earthshift small, just like these. You're sun-dried. We get these. We have 20 varieties of bananas on the property here. So, but I take the same thing. The bananas, the jackfruit, the lychees, peaches, anything. And we ferment them. And sometimes it takes a week to 2 weeks to ferment them. And how do you ferment them? I take some of my kombucha to start it out with. You don't have to, but I like to. And then I feed it with a little bit of inulin powder. And the inulin powder is like sort of miracle grow for bacteria. They really like it. So let's get into now, like I said, sugars are simple. Just don't use a lot of them. And when you do use them, be cool with it. Don't use a lot. The worst time to have sugar too, just so you know, is late in the evening. It's because this is the time that you're going to sleep in. And the microbes that live inside us, they come out to play when we go to sleep. And they come and replicate when our body is more relaxed and all our blood pressure is relaxed. And so they come out in the bloodstream and replicate. And that means they have babies. So feed them well before you go to bed. Are you hungry or are they? You wanted a lot of sugar before you go to bed? Guess why? Because they're going to make some babies tonight. They need food. Vegetables. These are all grown from the farm. Purple onions. We don't have white onions, green onions, or garlic in our diet. You may think these things are good for you, but if you get an ECG, an electrocephalogram, and this has been, there's a lot of information on this, it's very hard to find. It's very simple. Garlic, white onions, and green onions have sulfone hydroxylion in them. And if you wanted to fly a plane for the U.S. military, like one of their best fighter jets, you can't have this stuff in your blood because it makes you slow. It makes you so you can't fly by the seat of your pants, and it makes you so your telepathic mind can't perform. It does go ahead and clean your blood, but it makes your mind not too smart. Go for the purple onions. Purple onions are way better. You can always tell some type of root that's good because ginger, I could keep it on this table as the onion, as the sweet potato, as the turmeric. Nothing eats this stuff. So if you think that putting these minerals that bugs don't eat in your body is good, of course it is. Because if they can't eat this stuff, what makes you think that if you eat it, it's going to do you any good? Well, common sense tells you that. So these are minerals for your glands. Ginger, remember, these are things to keep you healthy. It's like keeping you on a diet of life. So let's get into now more life. All of this stuff has life. Avocados, onions, the ginger. Every day I try to have food that is, you can see, alive. These are sunflowers. You grow them yourself. Do they need anything? Oh, a little bit of salt. Other than that, they're great. But I make a salad dressing. We'll show you later. And the salad dressing is full of all the ingredients that we use. And the salad dressing is so simple to make, and you'll never buy salad dressing again because why would you? Now, again, pineapples are really good to have, but you don't really need to eat them until they're fermented. Cut the sides off and put them in your kombucha. These enzymes and these minerals, and do everything. Put the core and everything, and of course, if it's a real pineapple, you can cut the top off, put it in the ground, and it'll grow itself again. So, green vegetables. Here we go. Leafy greens we get at the farmer's market. As you can see, these are organic. If they were chemical grown, the thing would be this big. Chemical grown, bok choy that big. Romaine, that big. So this is packed minerals in a smaller bundle. Very smart compared to, and you notice, they don't have a bug mark on them. Not a one. Here, let's get a close-up view of this. Okay? These are beautiful plants that the bugs don't eat because they're full of minerals. Now, why do you think a farmer puts pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, and fungicides on his plants? Because the minerals in the soil are not being uptaked by the plants, so the plants become weak. And if you become weak, the same, if you don't uptake the right amount of minerals, but not only that, if you don't uptake the minerals of choice that you need, then you will not be able to play the regenerational game. Your body needs to regenerate. Every 18 months, this machine rebuilds itself. Everything. Every cell is new in 18 months. So what happens? Why do we age? A lot of ways is because we accumulate. And sometimes it's in the body, sometimes it's in the mind, sometimes it's in the heart, sometimes it's in the ethereal profile. There's lots of bodies to grow and lots of bodies to clean. This cleans a lot of the physical body and the mental body, and it gets away a lot of the emotional body, because when you eat flesh, you'll see that the emotional body has to go somewhere. You eat adrenaline or cortisol, where do you think it goes? It goes into your body and you have to process it. And usually you'll process it by getting short-fused, frustrated, and feeling not so good all the time. Do you know that there's more than 50 million people in the United States taking Prozac, Zoloft, or Paxil for antidepressants? Do you know that, again, there's over 30% of the population of the United States is obese? That's 30 pounds plus overweight. And it's not obese, it's plugged. So these foods, these things help unplug you. The skin's plugged. It needs to be unplugged, the pores. We need to feed the skin through the pores so the body can get nutrified, not only by the mouth, but also by the skin, the largest organ of the body. Now, vegetables, all these are super necessary. And I mix them with our superfoods. I'm just going to go through this really quick with the superfoods and what I have lined up in the kitchen here. This is my water machine. It's one that's taken a long time to find out which one works and for the price and everything. And I've beat this thing up for almost a year right now, and this thing makes beautiful 10.5 pH water all the time. So this is another piece of equipment. That's a whole video in itself. But let's just go through real quick. Maca powder, mesquite powder, agave powder, spirulina powder, blue-green algae, chlorella powder, lucuma powder, Spirulina and chlorella tablets. I have 100 of those a day in my salad. They're great. They're crunchy. They taste like cheese. By themselves, they're not good, but in your salad, they're beautiful. Yacon, sweeteners, all the sea vegetables, kelp vegetables, sea lettuce, dulse flakes and dulse leaf. I love the sea vegetables. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne is the hottest cayenne that we could find, is the stuff that you want to use because it's the most alkaline substance on the planet, but it's really acid, but it's alkaline forming. It's sort of like I before E except after C. Sort of like that idea. It's acid, but it's alkalizing like lemon. Dried hibiscus flower water, palm sugar, stevia leaf. Raw milk and cheese. Make it yourself, the cheese. Don't really drink the fresh milk. It's good to put in your tea if you want to a little bit, but culture the milk. Use inulin. Eggs. Make sure the eggs are fertile. If the eggs aren't fertile, then you're eating, again, sterile foods. Stay away from eating sterile foods. All the greens. Again, I love this green gem. Very high potency. It's a chlorella growth factor extract, and it's the beneficial insides in concentrate. Doesn't taste the greatest, but you mix it with things. It's the best way to put it is you put it in your mouth and keep it in for about 5 seconds, and the tune goes up into your head. And that's where, of course, the regeneration starts, is as above, so below. And then I have my tea section. I have Chango Piedra, yerba mate, valerian. If I want to sleep at night, take a spoon of valerian at night. Whoo, does that knock you out? This is like a weird drug. Just makes you dry. I fell asleep on the floor the other day. I felt so relaxed. I laid down, and I woke up 2 hours later with my face on the ground. It just relaxed. I just said, I'm going to relax in this position because it felt good. And next time I sort of knew it, it was a couple hours later, and boy, that's pretty powerful stuff. The chia seeds. I use 2 to 3 tablespoons every day. I mix it in my tea. I put it in my waters. I put it in my salad dressings. Noni powder. Really, really, really good stuff. I use the noni powder. It makes the best salad dressings. I put it in my shakes. The noni powder is the whole noni itself, all ground up, the seeds and everything. I'll use different types of vinegar. Raw apple cider vinegar. I never use regular vinegar. Then I'll use also coconut aminos instead of the soy-based different types of soy sauces and so forth. And different oils like macadamia nut oil that we get from Hawaii here. All the salts I use are only crystal salt. I try to stay as crystalline as I can, and eating these solar foods or the plants makes you so basically your body stays very fit and stays healthy. Now we get to the proteins. Brown rice protein. Hemp seeds. We have a variety of different seeds. Again, you take the seeds and you soak them. These were the walnuts, and you can see, wow, where did that come from? Well, the fulvic acid took off a lot of the things off the skin you don't want to eat. Then we go to the coconut section. Coconut oil, shredded coconut, ribbon coconut. There's all different types of coconut. And ground vanilla bean, cacao powder, cacao butter, cacao beans, goji berries, banana spears, tricolor quinoa, salad blend sprouting seeds, lentil sprouting seeds, sweet garden sprouting seeds, and all the different herbs that we have. I use tribulus, ashwagandha, MSM, and what I do is I put these in my drinks. But in the beginning, what you're trying to do is you're trying to modify your terrain. And when you do this, you'll find out that this is so simple to do, but it's one step at a time. You ask what I do. I drink about a gallon of liquid a day. I have tea. I don't have coffee. It hurts my stomach. I do not have any GMO foods at all. No wheat, corn, or soy. And if I do, my stomach kills me. Why? Because it irritates my intestinal wall bacteria. I had massive problems with my stomach wall, as most people do, and I've changed over. I don't use wheat, corn, or soy. This has taken the place, though. These are really good. They're made from caraway. They're made by Thin Crisp, and it's just rye. It's really, I have a very sensitive stomach, and I'm very sensitive to certain types of chemicals, and this works very, very well to take the place of the crackle, the crunch. You can make a variety of different foods to be able to use that as dips. I use the cheese, and really probably every night I'll have my crunchies, and my crunchies are my caraway chips. At night, just so you know, before I go to bed, I'll usually eat one meal a day, and my meal's usually at about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock after I've worked out. I exercise at least once a day, and cardiovascular is one of the most important things that you may want to learn how to do. You'll find out that the cardiovascular training, and it's not breathing through your mouth, we'll go over this, it's chi training, CHI, life force training. It's smart training, not stupid training, or simple training as we call it. So there's a variety of different things that we do when we get to this level, and it's not because you don't want to do it, it's because it feels good to do it. So this is a overview of some of the things that I do, and we'll get more specific down the line and get more into the nitty-gritty of really a lifestyle change. Since we're in the kitchen though, let's just finish off on utensils. All you need is a Vitamix, okay, if you want to really get healthy at first. Change your utensils. No more silverware. It's not silver anywhere. It's called nickelware. It's made out of stainless steel, and stainless steel is made out of nickel, and we got enough nickel. It's in your fuel, it's in your makeup, it's in everything you could imagine. How about the nickel in your pockets made out of nickel? Touched nickel, it's not very good. Sterling jewelry, 92.5% silver, 6.5% nickel. Skin's acid, nickel's alkaline. You can see how you get nickel poisoning, very simple. So, no more nickelware. Wood, teak, ceramic, coconut spoons, bamboo spoons, ceramic knives. This is the most important piece of the game, is getting the right cookware. As you can see, this cookware is Healthy Legend. It comes from Germany, and it's the best stuff I've ever used. The best. And I'm not a cooker, but this stuff here is good because it's a nano fiber. It's a nano paint. You don't want to have chemicals in your food. I can eat the best food in the world, and if I cook it in a crummy pan, I have more chemicals from the pan. And look it up and you'll see. Cookware, toxicity. So all you got to do is just Google that and see what you come up with. Stainless steel pots and pans? Okay. Well, it sounds cool. It won't rust. It's easy to clean. But how about taking a stainless steel bowl? Now my bowls are glass. So I use glass bowls now, and if I want to whip something, I use a bamboo whipper. Or even if I want to use a stainless steel, at least it's not going to go stainless steel whipper or one of the little machines the mixer machines, banging against the stainless steel. That's not good. Now your food has stainless steel in it, nickel. So, a lot of the things that we're doing here is just to really share with you a different lifestyle that makes sense. Living a lifestyle that makes sense is only because, well, you're waking up to the fact that living chemical-free and really living as natural as you can, as far as not getting a lot of the products that you get from the store that are processed or that are not natural or are not packaged right. Earth Shift is the reason why we put this together, is so you could have a lot of these things wholesale at your fingertips. Free shipping throughout the United States, okay, continental. This is sort of a gift for those that see it as a gift. And if you see it as a gift, it's not sort of a gift, it's an essential tool. See, once you find out that this is really hard to navigate on the internet, go ahead, see what packaging people have. See what types of information. And if you're going to conferences, there's nothing wrong with that until you get to a certain level. And then you want the 3 E's. Easy, economical, and efficient. That's what Earth Shift's about. all of our information here is what we would call sharing information. I'm not an authority, nor I choose to be. I'm a student as you are. And we wish for you to volunteer your videos. Please, join earthshiftproject.com. It's free. Doesn't cost any money. And you'll meet a lot of other people around the world that are doing what you're doing, wanting to optimize their health and wellness. So we'll see you next time, and hopefully we'll get another slew of information that is easier to swallow. As you can see, this is easy for me. It's like going into a new job. It's hard at first, but after a few weeks, the job's a piece of cake. So don't get overwhelmed by all this stuff. And remember, it is a ladder. The ladder is not taking big steps. It's taking baby steps. Baby steps is what gets you to the next level. If you think you can jump to the next level, I'm just telling you, I tried. It's not really possible to do it that way because you'll get sick. I got sick many times by trying to change myself too fast. And changing yourself means unloading all the unconsciousness that you did before, possibly all the poisons that you did, from shampoo to fingernails to lead and lipstick to tampons and different types of accessories on the body that have certain chemicals in them that we just are finding out now about. So we'll see you next time, and be well.